Hello! Welcome to my guide for Brute in Gloomhaven. Brute is one of the starting characters and he's pretty good and versatile. So, spoiler alert, I would be talking about various ability cards available at later level ups, plus some items which maybe not yet unlocked, and overall I try to minimize spoilers, but some of it is unavoidable. So if you want to experience the character yourself first, feel free to play and maybe come back when you ready to do maybe another brute, or if you're stuck. So let's get to it. I would be using a save file from my party where I reached Gloomhaven level 9, which is pretty convenient because I can level up character all the way to level 9 and show all the cards. And actually Brute is just retired from the party by collecting a lot of gold, and I can create him again. So let's take a moment to read. Overall it's pretty tanky character, not very difficult to play, so it's gonna get charge in, get some shield to defend, protect the characters of your party as well. And 10 health is actually it's pretty good for the first level, but it scales out all the way to 26 at last level. So it's really good. So let's create a character. Call him Brett. I don't know, I did the various variations of Brute for the name. In personal quest, so normally there would be some character unlocks or boxes unlocks, and potentially after you unlock them you can unlock some levels, but here I'm gonna unlock everything. Donate this. I would not focus too much on this. Here you just gonna pick what you feel like. Yeah, so I'll do this. Okay, so initially in level 1 you would start of course with much less gold. So let's take a look at the cards. So start with Trample. So note that some of my cards are enchanted, so you can see this +1 for example, which would normally not be here by default. And enchantment it's something you unlock later and can improve your cards, and I'm playing with a thing where you can select to persist bonuses across characters in the same campaign, and there is a newer option where you can select to be able to excel modifiers for the same character, but after you retire them, the modifications are gone. So Trample is normally attack 3, pierce 2, so it's really good against those shielded enemies which you will encounter quite a lot. Initiative is not super great, but just top part alone is makes it really powerful. Bottom part is seems pretty nice, but it's a burn, and I prefer not to use burn abilities, so I didn't end up using that much. But overall the top one is good enough for me to keep it until the end of the level up. Okay, Eye for an Eye. It's pretty nice early to mid game card. So Retaliate is nice, but I didn't end up using it much because I prefer to use a way to damage enemies and get them off the field in a regular way instead of letting them damage me. Retaliate can be nice if in specific situations. If you're fighting against shielded enemies, that's a good way to damage them. And bottom Heal is very nice. Again, it's enchanted, so normally we just have heal 2 in range 1, so basically it's almost always heal self. And it's really good for solo scenario in particular. So also a really good card. Sweeping Blow. Attack 2 for several targets. It's more situational, but it's not quite bad. But 2 damage is kind of low. But bottom part is move 3, push 1, target all adjacent enemies is also pretty nice. You can push enemies into traps, which you would also encounter quite a bit. Provoking Roar, it's also one of really good cards, probably for like early to mid level up of the character. So because it has this early access to disarm, and like disarm means you basically get like much less damage. Attack 2 is kind of low, which is why I eventually phase out this card, but like in early game and like in solo scenario, it's like very important. So bottom is pretty special. I didn't end up using it all that much. But Brute is already like you kind of position your enemies in a way that like Brute takes a lot of damage. So it's not like, say, not super important, and you also don't want a Brute to take too much damage. And let's see, Overwhelming Assault. Top is like 6 damage. It's not super impressive for a burn card, to be honest. But the bottom, like move 3, push 2, is actually really good, because sometimes like push 1 and maybe not enough to find a nearby trap, but push 2 is like very often is good. And Overwhelming Assault can be nice if you like just finishing off the level, maybe fighting some boss. Yeah, Grab and Go, I would say like top part loot is like, I probably underuse it. I prefer to deal damage. But some scenarios, for example, require you to loot a chest with a loot action, making it like a good pick. And movement 4 is like really good actually, because Brute doesn't have as many like far move options, and sometimes you need to move faster a bit. Warden Strength, again, I enchanted this one. So push, yeah, it's top pushes, again, same reasons for like other pushes, is like I want to push enemies into traps. And sometimes traps block the way, so it's also you don't take extra damage yourself later. So the bottom part is, I don't really use it, because again, it's a burn part, and like shield 1 is good, but it's not super impressive. It's better to use some items. Shield Bash, attack 4 with stun, pretty powerful, but again, it's a burn card, so I don't end up using it much, but initiative is really nice. And shield 1 self is something that's like universally useful, I would say. But at the same time, it's like, it's probably for a situation where you get into position and stand there for another turn and like shield yourself, most likely. So it's, I would not call it like super good, but it's okay. Leaping Cleave, it's a pretty good card, because you get like this move 3 with jump, and again, like move 3 is better than move 2, and also Leaping Cleave top 1 is like you attack 2 enemies for 3, which is like, well, more damage is good. Spare Dagger, attack 3 in range 3, it's pretty good. And attack 2 for the bottom is also like very nice. So it doesn't seem like much, but also when you're standing close to the enemy, means you can attack with the top part and you can attack with the bottom part, which is really good. Now let's go over the like cards with like X1 and see like where they can be useful. So Skewer, attack 3 and consume wind to make +1 attack, pierce 1. It's not bad, but also like it's more like situational. I think it requires wind generation in your party, plus it's probably like more like later thing, or like maybe requires some planning. And move 6 for the burn, honestly it's not as important to like move that far. I would prefer just to have regular cards which just move you to like maybe 4, and you kind of don't want to like separate yourself from your party all that much. So I didn't end up using this. Balanced Measure, oh, that's a very interesting card. So basically top 1 is like you move X and you then can attack X. So this is really good, especially with boots, and like it seems like for me essential card for the solo scenario, where you need to like deal a ton of damage. And like, so I would recommend picking up some boots which give you like better, like ideally like +3 or so you can you can go and smack the enemy for like 7 or whatnot. Okay, and move X, where X is the amount of damage you have inflicted so far this turn. It can be a nice counterpart, but I didn't end up using it much. Like usually just like in a skirmish fighting the enemies, and like I think top party seems like much better. Wall of Doom, yeah, retaliate 2, shield 2 self. So that's not bad, but again it's a burn, so like I'd prefer to stay alive for like and play for more rounds. But bottom is pretty nice, add +1 attack to your attacks, all of your attacks this round, but it's kind of like low increase. So I haven't found like good uses for this card. Alright, so let's try to level up now. Fatal Advance. Kill one adjacent normal enemy for a burn and move 4. Juggernaut, move 2, attack 2, and next 3 sources of damage 2, suffer no damage instead. So both of these cards are actually pretty good. I think I would go with Fatal Advance because of like removal of the enemy, especially like a chunky one, can be pretty good, plus move 4 is a very nice addition. But Juggernaut is worth considering, so top move is like nice, just also adds that extra movement, and suffer no damage is nice with the tanky nature of Brute. So yeah, and now we need to get away from one of the cards. Yeah, so I'll probably get away from grab and go and do Fatal Advance instead. Let's do next level up. So Hook and Chain, yeah, I enchanted this card. So attack 3, range 3, pull 2, which is also nice to get in enemies into traps, and move 4. And if it's in straight line, attack X, where the X number of hexes you moved in this section. That's like really powerful, especially if you can get a movement 4, and it happens quite often. Brute Force, attack 2 is model. It's a nice, but it's more situational, and model is like good, but attack 2 is kind of low. And move 2, shield oneself is not bad. Also nicely synergizes with Brute. So let's do Hook and Chain for this. And let me see. Let's do some brainstorming. So I'd say like probably Shield Bash is something I would get rid of, because it doesn't move me much. It isn't used much for much damage. Yeah. So let's do level up. Unstoppable Charge. Attack 5 plus give you experience, and move 4, stun target all adjacent enemies for a burn. And Devastating Hack. Attack 8 with a burn and loot 1. I think Devastating Hack is like more like just one trick pony mostly. You just generally don't want to just like loot stuff. I mean, you can kind of like get into a position and like fight with the top action and like loot with the bottom, but again, I prefer to just move and fight rather than like actively loot. So an Unstoppable Charge is so good. It's just like 5 attack, even gets through some shielded enemies. And the bottom is probably more like situational, but if you like really have a lot of enemies, it can be good. Initiative is not super high, but still like worth it. Yeah, so let's see. I guess Overwhelming Assault is probably goes, and this goes here. Next level. Whirlwind. Attack 4, target all adjacent enemies, gain 1 for enemy targeted. It's pretty good, but it's burn. And move 4, push 3, target 1 adjacent enemies. It's pretty good, but Skirmishing Maneuver is like, seems like better, because of like bottom thing, and it's important for solo scenario, for example. Plus like top one, you can attack one enemy, maybe kill them, and like move and attack another enemy. So we're gonna go with Skirmishing Maneuver. So, and we need to get rid of some card, so they're all starting to get pretty good. Yeah, that's kind of a problem with Brute. You need to get rid of some of the good cards. Yeah, let's do Sweep and Blow. So at this point, level 5, you can already go to do solo scenario, but I recommend just to getting one more level up if you can, because Brute solo scenario is really brutal. And one more level up, it keeps enemies at the same level, but give you a little bit more HP, and like a good card. Quietus, kill one adjacent enemy with a stun, but normal enemy. Move 3 and add +1 attack to your attacks this round. It seems like really good. But Immovable Phalanx, attack 4, shield 1, and you may treat all move abilities as attack abilities of equal value. I never really use like bottom one, but for Immovable Phalanx, but top one, it just seems good, reusable thing, and like gives you initiative. And Brute have some relative issues with initiative. So Quietus is it's good, but if it was like elite enemy, it would be like a bit better. But there isn't as easy way to inflict stun reliably. So this card often ends up being not very used. So, but this is like a kind of good workhorse. So I'm just gonna pick this one. And like now we have a choice. So I think for actually it's a good question what to pick. Maybe it's becoming more situational. Maybe if I do a solo scenario, there's one thing, and otherwise another thing. So I think a versatile like trample is really good, and eye for an eye is like pretty useful. I think if it's not a solo scenario, I would just remove eye for an eye and like get immovable phalanx and like let your allies heal you if needed, or use some potions. So level 7, defensive tactics, attack 2, range 3, target 2, immobilize, reusable, and the bottom is retaliate self, shield self in infinite for a burn. That's really good. I didn't really use the bottom one, but the fact that it's like for the rest of the game, it's like pretty powerful. And crippling offensive, attack 6, wound and stun. Seems pretty nice, but it's again a burn, and it doesn't do that much damage. Stun is nice, but it's again single target. Move 3, immobilize and push, target 1 adjacent enemy. It's pretty good, but I think the defensive tactic is better. Like you can immobilize enemies and not let them get to you and attack. So let's get it. So let's see. So leap and cleave is very nice for like jump. I think having some jump is like really good. But Spare Dagger is better for initiative, so that's a close call. Let's say remove Leap and Cleave and go with defense tactics. Next level, level 8. Frenzied Onslaught. That's a lot of stuff, like a lot of move and attack for the top. And plus 3 attack to your attacks target enemies with disarm, immobilize and stun this round. And also it's not a burn. The bottom is more like situational, but top is universally useful, so you can get like 8 movement if you combine it with like move 4 card. Selfish Retribution, yeah, exactly. So move 1, loot 2, but burn, and move 3, retaliate to self, and like for the rest of the round. Again, it doesn't deal like damage, so Frenzied Onslaught is what we do. So, and now Provoking Roar or Spare Dagger, or Warding Strikes is like good because I want to have push to like push enemy into traps, and Trample is like shielded enemies is like really frequent, so I want to keep them. But I think Spare Dagger goes because Disarm is so good. And the final level, King of the Hill, attack 6, push 1, target all adjacent enemies, gain 1 experience for every enemy targeted. It's okay, but kind of underwhelming for level 9, and because it's a burn. If it was like not a burn, then of course. And heal 5 self, it's very nice for tanky nature of Brute. It's just like you would often end up in a situation where you need some healing. But let's see what the alternative. Face your end. So target 3, attack 2, range 4, pull 3. That's very satisfying when you get into a good position, like pull enemies into traps and all, trigger like 3 traps at once. Well, happened exactly. And then kill 1 against normal elite enemy. That's like really good because combination with top movement, so you can get to the enemy and kill them. So yeah, we're gonna get this one. And here like Provoking Roar goes because it's just like not as much damage. So here's a combination I would like play on level 9. So now let's take a look at the modifiers. So we have a lot of like perks. Initially you like kind of think you start with like 1. So if there is ignore negative scenario effects, I will usually pick that, but Brute doesn't have it. Negative item effects, I don't know, I just don't pick items which have this negative effects. It's really powerful. So I like consistency, so I usually remove those like -1, -2 cards first. So yeah, let's for example do this and replace -1 card with a +1 card. Yes, that's like really good. Some characters would have like remove 4 +0 cards, which you usually get later once you're like more biased towards higher plus modifiers. And now it's like a choice: do you get like these plus cards, or do you do this like modifiers? I honestly think like, yeah, push is like more situational. You don't really like care about it like a random situation as much, because, well, enemies often just like come to you anyways after you push them. Pierce is also too situational to be like really useful, but stun is like occasional stun is like really good, and occasional disarm is really good. So I would say let's pick these. And then like these cards are kind of nice. Yeah, we'll probably just shield one is a bit like again too situational, but it's a close call. Let's use this one. And outburst is like again like it's nice, but it's not as consistent, so I'd rather add +2/+1 cards for consistency purposes. And now yeah, here's like +1 card or +3 card. I go with outburst now. And here it other cards that I don't think are like as critical. So let's get some pierce just in case. And target cards can be nice, but we don't have that much like ranged ones, but still we have some. So let's do this. So that would be that. Let's check the merchant. So again, I have like all the level 9 stuff. So initially I would recommend, let's see, now we don't have anything. So for Brute, for all characters actually healing potions are good. It's like I probably can just buy minor healing potion initially, which we should do. Later when you can unlock it, major healing potion after you reach certain prosperity, or like get some rewards from scenario. So that's pretty good. I'd say stamina potion. It's not as critical for Brute. Brute doesn't seem to have like one card which like really defines the character. It's more like versatile. But still, stamina potion give more of like a movement, but there's some nice stuff. For example, stun powder is like pretty accessible. Add stun to a single attack. Strengths, like again, strengthen, but again, we don't have that much AoE to like make it super useful. And it's also like not unlocked like that early. Power potions is like what you typically have, but also like it's not like super powerful because it again lack like strong AoE. So I usually end up going with something like stamina potions. We have nice reputation, so like try to keep it, if you want like cheap prices, try to keep your reputation high. Yeah. So and then like for the last item, yeah, we can probably like come back to it later, because yeah, Boots of Striding is good, but other characters are using them. That's a generally like good thing. Yeah, so Boots of Sprinting, you unlock them quite late, but it's nice, but it's really expensive. So I don't really recommend them. Rocket Boots is also small, like you unlock them in that level, and yeah, they're really good. And winged shoes can actually, it's a decent choice for Brute, because Brute doesn't have as much jump. So but it's close. So we can do Boot of Dashing. Yeah, let's do Boots of Dashing. It's like really nice, especially it's like if you can get it for the solo scenario. I think it's like a really good situational thing. You can like remember that card which you can move and attack for like how much you moved. So it's like you move 7 and can like attack certain enemy that's in that situation, but not gonna go into much detail here. So here, let's see. So Iron Helmet is like my typical choice. It's like really affordable, and given a tank role of Brute, it's like this X2 would sometimes pop up and like maybe attack by 2-3 enemies at the same time, and that would eventually like save you quite a lot of damage from being taken. So then like for here, I usually pick something like simple. Yeah, for example, chain armor can be like pretty good here. Bladed armor is like kind of expensive and you need to unlock it. Usually you just can unlock it through some quest and like something. And chainmail is like one of those, which is nice, but it has like -1s. So I usually don't want to deal with that. Cloak of Pockets can be nice, but again, I don't have as much benefit in that. Hidden Armor Yeah, so that's also like nice, but gives you modifiers. Leather armor is like another one of things I like. Next 2 times you attack, the attacker gains disadvantage on the attack and recoverable long rest. So I think chain armor may be like a little bit more interesting. And hand items, yeah, so this is like unlockable. I would try to check like some simpler ones. So heater shield is like, it's okay. It's not super good because it's just like -1 damage basically, but you can recover it. Yeah. Jagged sword, the wound is pretty nice. So maybe like jagged sword, poison dagger, for example, can be nice. So then battle axe can be pretty good, but it's also more of a situational one. Yeah, so let's do like maybe jagged sword, and we run out of money, which is like pretty normal. So, but yeah, a jagged sword, for example, poison dagger can be nice combination initially. Piercing bow can be worth highlighting, but again, we don't have much AoE, so it's not gonna be as like useful, and it takes like 2 hands. So yeah. Okay, that's gonna be it for me for now for Brute. And check him out. He's like pretty easy to play. It's like has quite a lot of cards, pretty versatile. Like your teammates are gonna like you for like preventing them from taking damage. And he's pretty strong. Only disadvantage is I think his solo scenario is one of the hardest solo scenarios in the game. At least from the ones I played. So yeah. That is that. Okay, thanks for watching.